Okay, so this post is not going to sound like it's about Love Island at first, but it actually kind of is. Stick with me. Raise your hand if you are the friend who usually recognizes that a really popular person is toxic as fuck. But because you know how to read the room, you have to wait around for your friends to take days, weeks, months, sometimes years to realize what you peeped on day one. Well, let me explain something to you real quick. There's a reason why this happens. If you are someone who has a basic level of emotional intelligence and you're either intuitive and or neurodivergent, your proclivity to be the first person to peep bullshit, even before there's any real evidence, is incredibly high. And the reason for that is toxic popular people rely on groupthink. They rely on people giving up their free agency to be part of the fun. But the gag is, emotionally intelligent people, neurodivergent people, and highly intuitive people are all immune to groupthink past a certain point. We're usually the ones who are like, y'all don't see this? Toxic popular people are also really great at weaponizing their emotions. So when you hold them accountable, even in the most reasonable and quiet way, they're going to freak out and make themselves incredibly sympathetic characters that everybody wants to run to take care of, even if deep down they all know that you're the one who's right. So for anybody who's like, why are all the girls on Love Island being so fake and not speaking up about Huda? Why are they talking about Huda behind her back, but don't want to talk about her to her face? Huda is a toxic, popular person. The one time that Olandria tried to subtly tell her to chill out, Huda played victim and had millions of people dragging Olandria in the comments, even though she was making a reasonable point.
Huda from Love Island is not an anomaly. She's a specific archetype of woman that most people come across. She is the friend that is the hardest to be a friend for because they live in this la la land delusion. And if you try to wake them up from their delusion or try to be a good friend and point out like a certain thing about their situation to help them, they will think that you are the enemy.
Is she okay? Wait, what? What's your problem? I don't know. I hope it's not because of what I said. What you said? She was like, no, don't do that. In front of everyone. Talk to me in private and say something like that. No. Wait. I don't think she meant any harm to it. Like, I would never do that to somebody. No, like, that's so rude. Why would you say something like that in front of everybody instead of saying it in private? Shit, okay, yeah. That wasn't my bad. The first set of tears in the villa is because of me. I feel like I stabbed in my heart. Like, I am not that type of girl. I don't want people to think I'm a mean girl because I am not.
And even though Olandria could not see the comments on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram, she did see the reactions in the villa. And she clocked it and said, got it. You're one of those girls where if I say anything to you that is reasonable but uncomfortable, you're going to paint me as an angry black woman. You're going to paint me as a bully just for saying something that is normal. You will never catch me slipping again. We as the viewing public might be incredibly frustrated with these girls for how they're handling Huda, but strategically speaking, it's actually quite brilliant. It shows me that Shelly and Olandria and even Sierra have watched Love Island. They recognize how quickly the community is willing to cannibalize black and brown women, even when they're making perfect sense. They understand that when you're the first person to call out a toxic, popular person, you're probably going to get dragged and be told that you're unreasonable until everybody else catches on. And they learned to play the long game. They have let America see for themselves that Huda is a hurricane, that Huda is the problem. And now they finally feel safe enough after seeing the votes to speak to her because they know that they have our backing. And to be perfectly honest, that is a brilliant tactic. So before you rush to call these girls fake for protecting their psychological safety, ask yourself, if you were stuck in a villa with a narcissistic, emotionally deregulated person who has severe anxious attachment issues, and you knew that optically speaking, the audience was going to be on her side until they saw for themselves what you probably saw on day one, would you not play it the same way? Would you not try to mitigate damage by calming her down during her tantrums and then when it felt safe saying, hey, we've given you enough grace, now enough is enough? They are playing this exactly the way that I as a coach would tell them to play it. So I know it feels fake. I know it feels two-faced, but Why would you want to be authentic with someone who is determined to be a harbinger of chaos? That's not where you show up authentically. Show up authentically with people that you trust. With people like Huda, you have to be strategic. Also, to anybody who's saying, oh my God, Jeremiah is just as bad as Huda, lies. You know how I know that's a lie? Let's flip the script. How do you think the world, the producers, and the viewing audience would act if a black man was running around calling a small, cute Arab woman a bitch, a pussy, and all types of names, screaming, stomping, hiding in bushes, eavesdropping on conversations, maligning anybody who tries to talk to her, and then telling them, you're not a real woman? Do you think Jeremiah would still be in the villa if he was acting like Huda?
He wants to drop me to go with Iris.
Okay, come, baby. Come. Let's sit down.
Come sit down. No, you're a fucking bitch.
Come sit down.
He's over here playing victim. You're a pussy-ass bitch.
Stop. Hold up. Keep it classy.
Like, fuck you.
Why would you say something like that in front of everybody instead of saying it in private?
You're a pussy-ass bitch.
I know.
Oh my.
Like, fuck you.
Do you think if that black man was acting exactly like Huda to Huda, that he would still be here and we'd be debating if it's cute and fun or not? Exactly. They're not the same.
Look at this one.
Yo, what?
Yo, she was punching shit and they cut it out.
Huda was punching stuff.
Look how red her fingers are right there. Look how red it is. Look at her other hand.
Compared to the other hand. Wow, that's crazy.